Hey, this is Max. Welcome back to another Raid Shadow Legends video. It's been quite a few months since I bothered to do one. I've been playing the game though, and slowly been building my roster of champions. Let's take a quick look at where I'm at after 6 months, essentially, of playing for free. I have six champions about to hit level 60. The last one being Kalia, which actually, if I want, I can just spend a few of these red ones and push her to 60. She's right at the beginning here, and it's going to take probably more than the 8 that I have to get her there. But, oh, man, exactly 8. How about that? So I just got her to level 60. I should ascend her, but I'm going to need more of these type of materials. The potions, I have I have enough to get that done, actually. Let's go ahead and do it. So that will get me a fully ascended level 60 Kalia. I use her for clan boss. That's part of the reason I have her. And plus, I already skilled her up. So even though I have found possibly better champions at this point, uh, still, right now at least, I'm just going to keep her in the list. I also maxed out Mother Superior because again she's been used as my clan boss champ. This guy is one of the best, and I'm trying to get his mastery down to this point because once he gets this Giant Slayer, he then has a 30% chance of doing that bonus attack, and he hits 3 times. So that's all three has a chance. The thing is, I'm gonna need 550 of these to get to that. I have 189 right now. When I hit 200, I'll pick one of these. Then I can have access to that. I'll hold off on this side for now. Burn the next 350 to get this because it's 350 for that and 200 for this. So 550 of these. The thing is, to get this, I've been doing tons and tons of Minotaur's Labyrinth. And the Labyrinth, I'm doing level 12, which takes 14 energy a pop. I haven't really been trying to do higher levels because I find the time trade-off and the potential to wipe versus just getting it through and getting your 2 to 4 seems to be, I don't know. To me, I think it's better to just keep grinding this until my champions are definitely ready to wipe through this quickly. Otherwise, if I get killed and I lose, not only do I lose 14 energy, I lose 2-3 minutes of time. It just becomes kind of pointless to get one possible extra of these red scrolls. So as it stands, I'm actually using my exact team that I use for Clan Boss to do all the Minotaur Labyrinths so that they get masteries first. And then the second set would be focusing on the PvP champions like this guy and her and get them fully mastered. Plus, you have the rest of the dungeon boss kind of champions that I need to build up, like this, her, these three. So I have a lot more to play with for quite a bit of time. So this game is not going to get boring anytime soon, simply because you have goals to achieve, and these goals take time. The game is extremely grindy. The good news is that there is such a thing called autoplay. So yes, it's grindy, but no, you don't have to pay attention to it while it's grinding. So basically, if you set up your champions well enough for autoplay, you just watch them, let them autoplay. You don't have to do anything other than clicking start every so often. So what I do is I actually have multiple screens on my computer at the same time. So I play CSR2, which I focus most of my attention on, and then just every minute or so move over and click on the Raid Shadow Legends round, say, okay, start the next round, because you have to do this repetitively for many, 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 many runs, thousands of runs to get where you want to be with the masteries. Although I do have to say, though, from the clan boss standpoint, and even from PvP standpoint in dungeons, those masteries may not sound like they do much, but they really flesh out the champions. I noticed the performance of the champions in all dungeons improved substantially once you have the right masteries lined up for them. Plus, The gears. Gears, obviously, any of these RPG style games, the gears huge. Having the right gear, 5-star, 6-star gear versus 4-star is a huge jump in performance of the champions. But that's the nature of the game. It's basically champion collection, then grinding gear, then grinding masteries, and at the same time grinding star ups and levels. So there's plenty of grinding. You're gonna have never-ending sessions of grinding. And again, because it's almost like an autoplay setup, I don't find the grinding to be super tedious, and I can certainly play 2 games or even 3 games at the same time, uh, and just kind of half paying attention to this. And that's the beauty of it. In fact, even as I'm making this video, I'm currently also playing CSR2 on the same monitor in a different emulator screen. So that gives you an idea just how much concentration it really takes to kind of advance in Raid Shadow Legends. RNG being what it is, Raid Shadow Legends can be quite frustrating. I'll tell you this, I have made multiple accounts. I'm actually playing 5 different accounts on Raid Shadow Legends because, again, they autoplay, so I just kind of click them in sequence, boom, 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 boom. The reason I do that is because I'm just kind of watching the growth of the accounts to see if the other accounts would ultimately flesh out the same way as this one. And the good news is so far what I found is from the standpoint of having decent champions, all 5 accounts have their own unique set of decent champions. Um, and you get them when you least expect them too. So I know that one account I almost wanted to abandon because it got nothing but crappy champions for the first 2-3 months I was playing it. And then all of a sudden I had Dracomorph drop. Then I have Baroness Lilitude drop. And not to say also I also got Skull Crusher and a few other really good epic champions. So all of a sudden it's now a good account compared to 3 months ago when it was a crappy account. So don't get too into individual drop days because just like CSR2's card pulls, you're going to get your crappy rolls and then you're going to have your lucky days. It's almost like gambling, right? You go to the casino, you generally lose, but one of those days you might hit a jackpot. So just kind of understand that this is kind of a slow grind kind of game, especially if you're playing it free like I am. So since I'm not investing money, I'm even less frustrated because I don't really care. It's free. I'm enjoying myself, and I'm just kind of, playing multiple accounts to keep myself entertained. It's a fun game. I do enjoy many aspects of it, particularly the fact that the champion design, from a champion design point, it's very nice graphically. It's kind of what attracted me in a sense to CSR2, which is the graphics. The champion graphics is very nice, and it continues to impress me. And they are putting out new champions. In fact, they might be putting out a whole new faction soon. But even if you look at like these guys that they're putting out, like the dwarves, that's the designs are really cool. Um, and that's kind of what I like about it. And also, the game does have a lot of, I wouldn't say a lot of depth, but it has thought process involved if you want to really start analyzing how to get advanced in it. For example, one thing I noticed about PvP um, in this game is that the most successful offensive and defensive teams tend to have either really complementary and strong defensive slash counter offense or really aggressive, fast offensive capabilities. And those teams are very successful. So when you have a guy that can revive the whole team, heal the team, and remove debuffs every turn, put a defense down on the enemy, and then a massive AoE attack on the enemy, this kind of a team usually does pretty well. Um, and they're usually rated very highly because of that. And it's like, planning these complementary setups getting the right gear with the right stats and all that stuff really comes into play when it comes to trying to win in the game. Even a team like this, you look at it and go, level 40, 60, 60, 60, but guess what? She's only there to make them fast. And once she has that speed bonus that beats yours because of gear or whatever, and they all get their attacks in ahead of yours, you might be wiped out before you can even start your attacks on these guys. That's the kind of thing that I see a lot with PvP. And this kind of thinking here, looking at these, this is a highly defensive team. She can revive the whole team. He's a defensive guy. This guy can put a shield on the whole team and he heals himself. And this guy basically also pops back to life the first time you kill him. So extremely defensive team, but still can do decent damage. And he can stun you. I think he does decent damage. She's like a all-around shielding that reduces AoE. So this is a tough team if you want to take them down. So that's the kind of stuff. It becomes interesting because you're kind of looking at their team. You have to learn their skills, and then you have to look at your own skills and your own stats, and you go, do I have a chance in hell of beating this guy? So it is kind of fun. On the other hand, if you just want to slowly advance and you don't care about waiting 13 minutes for a refresh, you'll eventually find single characters like this all the time from guys who quit, and usually you could beat them. That guy has a freeze attack that's pretty vicious, so this may be tough, but let's see how it goes. Okay, let's see if we can wear him out before he wears us out. Here it comes. Oof, that hurts. All right, but I can give it back to him because of her, and then that actually hurts him, but only if I can take him out before he gets more attacks in. So again, those single guys are kind of what's helping me slowly climb the ranks. Teams like this, you have a chance against, but again, it depends on how powerful his AoE and how quick she can get her defense down on you. So speed, defense down, AoE, and then heal and shield. So I bet you that the acting order of this team, if they did it right, would be her first, him, her, him. Generally, that's how it plays out. Now, they only have 61,000 points in ranking, but that doesn't mean it's a weak team because they did get to this part. If I get to act first, I have a very good chance of winning this. Here's why, because my team is set up to do the same thing. And with all the defense down clicked in, I can now wipe their team pretty much with 2 attacks. And that's a weak team, relatively speaking. If you have a strong defense team, of course, that won't work. But I've been the receiving end of that kind of a pattern enough that I know this works. So that's, again, PvP in a nutshell here. Speed is still somewhat king, although there are new techniques to counter speed that works quite well. So, it's kind of fun to try to figure that out. One of the simple teams that it's basically all rare characters that does very well actually is utilizing this guy, him, a speed character like her, and then also the attack down character, which is also a rare, and I know I have her. I'm just not sure where I put her. Where did she go? Maybe I accidentally burned her for upgrading someone else. Oh well. Oh, right here. Her. So a typical rare team that seems to be quite dangerous would be led by her for the speed, and then attack down, additional speed boost, and AoE. So that's a team I've seen quite often in different or 2 AoE champions like these 2 guys, or 2 of these guys. Are all dangers. So they're different strategies, and that kind of makes the game fun because it makes you start thinking about coordinating your different champion skills together, and ultimately that does make a big difference in how the game plays. So because of all these things, it makes it that I'm still quite enjoying myself with this game, and I will continue to play it as I have been, and I'm gonna also see ultimately if one of the other accounts may actually even surpass this account in performance. Luck being what it is, like I said, each account has its strengths and weaknesses. Um, and I can also take 5 different directions in how I'm pushing things. For example, on one account, I've already finished the Ryzen Fusion, and I'm building him to see just how good he is. As far as concentration and spending time on this, again, it's you just play daily, you'll build up quite a bit of gameplay. As you can see, I don't play it so much that my energy is always out. I actually build up too much energy, and for many of the YouTubers that play this game constantly, they always complain that you shouldn't do this. But hey, for me, I just play the dailies. I do a little extra grinding on Minotaur, and that's it. So about a little over an hour to an hour and a half just to get to this point. 2 hours. This is 3 hours. So what I actually did is I play for about the 60 minutes. I get that. Then I literally just leave it on the side of the monitor as an open game until I get to here. So that's how I get my 180 minutes in. Because I'm usually playing the other 2 hours on like a CSR wildcard or something. So that's how I kind of keep pushing this forward. If you're somebody who plays this game and you know a lot more than I do, feel free to give me tips. I'm always looking to see potentially where I should put my focus next. But right now the plan is finish the clan boss team, then finish the PvP team, then work on all these additional champions that are good to flesh out all the different dungeon boss like Golem and the Dragon and ultimately Fire Knight's Castle and Spider Den, these guys. So, and as far as this, so far I've been doing pretty good on these. This, as you can see, I can get up to about level 12. I think I can eventually get up to 13 and 14. And as far as the other big one that people always seems to be pushing on this is trying to get through these missions. Excuse me. I'm not trying too hard on that. I'm just kind of slow playing that because that's a lot of missions to finish, and some of these requirements are pretty tough to hit. All right. Well, that was my update as to status on Raid Shadow Legends. I hope you enjoyed the video. Feel free to leave me comments and let me know if you have any suggestions. Thank you for watching this video. I'll catch you next time.